Hi everyone, how are you doing? Today's session, inshallah, is about parallel structure. Firstly, I want you to have a look over this photo. Okay, now you are in the supermarket. What can you see around you? You can see different fruits. Actually, they are sorted. What do you mean? I mean, for example, green apples are all together. Also, red apples are all together. Oranges are all together. But have you asked yourself before, do they mix apples with oranges? Actually, no. Of course, they do not mix apples with oranges. But why? Why we shouldn't mix apples with oranges? Okay, because it's not presentable. Apples are different from oranges. Okay? They are not the same. That's why they do not mix them together. I want you to keep this into your mind. Don't mix apples with oranges while you are writing. Okay? And I want you now to have a look over this example. I need to go to the store, drop off the mail, and the car needs to be washed. What do you think of this example? Is it written correctly? Of course, no. But why? Okay. In other words, I can ask you a question. Is it a parallel sentence? No. But firstly, let's know what do we mean by a parallel sentence. Simply, a parallel sentence means that the words or the phrases in a list should be in a similar form. That is why, because we need to maintain clarity of the sentence. So this means that what creates non-parallel list is when the pace of the sentence is awkwardly restated or changed in the list. I want you to reconsider this non-parallel sentence as a whole. Then now let's break it up. It will be, I need to go to the store. I need to drop off the mail. And I need the car needs to be washed. Notice how the base of the sentence I need is changed later in the list. The car needs to be washed. Okay, so imagine listing each item separately before combining the list. If I just rewrite or relist each of these items, it will be something like, I need to go to the store, I need to drop off the mail, I need to wash the car. So the sentence will be like that. I need to go to the store, drop off the mail, and wash the car. Now it's a parallel sentence, okay? But what do we mean by parallel structure? As I mentioned before, to maintain clarity, words or phrases in a list should be in similar form. Okay, let's have another example. In my free time, I like singing and to play the piano. Do you think that this sentence is a parallel one? No, of course not. But how to fix it? How to make it a parallel sentence? It will be either, in my free time, I like singing and playing the piano. So you kept the gerund form after like every time. Or you can fix it in another way. In my free time, I like to sing and play the piano. So you kept the infinitive form after like this time. What does it mean? It means when fixing the mistake, it usually doesn't matter which form you choose as long as it is consistent. Okay? Now let's discuss some more complicated example. Okay. The sentence is, sentences written with parallel structure are tidy, elegant, and persuade effectively. What is the problem with this example? Okay, in this sentence, we can all agree that it's not parallel because simply tidy here is an adjective, elegant is another adjective, persuade is the verb. These are the items of the list here. So the problem is that they mix different parts of speech here. So if we'd like to correct it, it will be something like sentences written with parallel structure and tidy, elegant, and persuasive. Here, the parts of the list all are adjectives, which mean the sentence is paralleled. So always remember that different parts of speech shouldn't be mixed in a list. This is the first one. Let's see another example. Alden closed his eyes, gripped the lamp, and had rubbed with all his might. What are the parts or the items in the list here? Okay, it's closed his eyes, gripped the lamp, and had rubbed with all his might. The problem here is that we have some compound verbs, okay? The verbs should be kept in the same tense. So this sentence is unfortunately a non-parallel one. Why? Because closed is in the past form, past simple form, gripped past simple form, had rubbed past perfect form. So it could be fixed like this. Aladdin closed his eyes, gripped the lamp, and rubbed with all his might. So remember, compound verbs should be conjugated in the same tense and should serve the same subject to keep the sentence paralleled. Okay, the last example. There are two ways to get the Olympics: training hard enough to qualify as an athlete, or you can buy tickets. What is the problem here? The problem is that the parts of the list, in other words, the parts of the list are not in the same form, because the first part is training hard enough to qualify an athlete. It's a phrase. While you can buy tickets, it's an independent clause. So please, you shouldn't here include both phrases and independent clauses together. Whether to keep the phrase or whether to keep the independent clause. That's how we can fix this sentence in different ways. The first suggestion is there are two ways to get the Olympics: training hard enough to qualify as an athlete or buying tickets. This is here in this example, we kept the phrase. But in the other example, there are two ways to get the Olympics. You can train hard enough to qualify as an athlete, or you can buy tickets. Here I kept both independent clauses. Okay, that is everything for today's session. Wait for me, I'm coming soon with another session under a different topic. Okay, thank you for your time and see you soon, inshallah. Bye bye.